Set, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, my name is Peter Gallagher. I'm here with Murray Cabell. They're playing tonight as a part of the Rag Week here in Castlebar. And to the left we got
John, drummer.
Centre.
Dave, singer.
John, guitarist, and back in vocals.
Very good, very good. Just do pause there, Finbar, for the roll with this. So, what you're on your first or second album now? First
yes.
album, and how's that going for you?
It's going good, yeah. It's been out since last May. It's selling reasonably well. Got kind of critical and pretty much public kind of good recognition. So, yeah, all good. We're kind of starting to put moves towards our second album, writing it at the moment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
going well.
And your time in the studio, how has that been? Has it been adventurous or a few arguments or anything like that?
We're back now.
Seems like a long time ago now, but when was that? That was
October 2009. We were in studio.
Yeah, it was a long time ago we were in studio, but that was amazing. Like, it's probably the best experience we've had. But we're back in the studio now anyway. So, well, like our own studio, just doing as much as we can writing wise.
Excellent.
So we'll see what happens. It's feeling good though. It's starting to flow again.
As regard production, do you tend to handle your own side of things, or do you kind of you get like, you know, the way some studios will, you know, offer assistance as in guidance?
Yeah, we actually had our own producer. We brought a guy, Kieran Bradshaw came in with us.
Okay.
The way it worked was we kind of we recorded wrote the album and recorded demos ourselves for about 3 months down in a house in Kildare, the big kind of 7-bedroom mansion that we set up as a studio, and we just realised that we couldn't do it ourselves, so we
didn't own that mansion, just so.
Oh yeah, we didn't own it. We were very poor.
Just in case the tax man happens.
We rented.
Yeah,
we rented.
They're not loaded, I swear to God. They're musicians. They're musicians.
But yeah, so we got Bradshaw in when we realised we weren't sure how to go about it, and
we pre-produced it like as much as we could. We took it as far as we could possibly take it, and then Kieran took the rest, and then we all worked together down in Clara in the Nutshed and got the finished product.
Because like some people that might be watching this video may not understand, like it is a pretty severe undertaking, taking on either a single, and especially from a single then to promote yourselves into
I don't think we realised that before we went to Monastery, before to write it. Like we'd done like a couple of singles beforehand, and that was just like, you know, you got your song in the studio a couple of days and do it, but then we went down and wrote the album. It was a serious amount of work. Yeah. But still, it's enjoyable work.
So for bands starting off, or even, you know, considering going into the world of recording, I know you got a good bit of knowledge now in this area. What sort of advice could you give bands, or, you know, there's no fast way of learning it.
It's a tough one. So the main thing is like know what you're doing, know what the studio's about, like, and don't waste time. Like, we kind of got lucky that we spent the time in the house preparing before, but I know a lot of people that have gone into studios and spent thousands recording stuff and actually hadn't actually spent the time realising what they were going to do or producing it.
Yeah, so pre-production is seriously important. Like, you've got to get everything together before you're actually just going to the studio and just nail it. Like, maybe a couple of tiny little tweaks in the studio, but it should be demoed to the point where all you need is just a better recording of that song, like maybe a couple of tiny little changes.
And as you said, might be no harm even giving the studio the ideas first to work with. Or would that be recommended, do you think?
We Kieran, our producer, he was kind of like, we sent him the complete demos, as John said, as far as we could take them to him a couple of weeks before, a month or two beforehand. He listened over them, so he kind of learnt them himself, and then so he had a knowledge of what needed to be done and if there's any tweaks. So like everyone went into the studio knowing exactly what needed to be done.
Happen, which is like really important, especially on something of that like a single. You might get away with it, but that many songs, we recorded something like 13 songs in the studio.
Well, it was 4 weeks, wasn't it?
4 weeks.
4 weeks, and that was cutting it fine. Like, we were literally doing like 12, 14-hour days every day in the studio. And just to record them 13 or so songs was like just barely got us enough time in the studio.
I could definitely say you're probably doing a good job of scaring off any future competition. So your market is pretty safe now. So that's kind of good for you guys.
Don't go electro. Don't do electro. Too many synths.
No queues tickets.
I guess it is. There's always certain pros and cons in this business, you know. But as regards that too, I mean, like when you got your sound, I guess pre-rehearsed in the house and everything to the studio. You got it all done. Do you find it then to go back live difficult to kind of reproduce what you've done in the studio, or
it took a lot of homework?
A little bit.
It was really harder.
It was actually it kind of took us almost longer to learn how to play the tracks live as it did to write them in the first place.
Because we were layering stuff over.
In the studio, like John would come up with a synth idea, even like John the drummer, like he'd be coming up with a lot of synth ideas and kind of telling us to do this and that, and it ends up you get these big layers, which are amazing when you hear them, but to reproduce them live is very difficult.
And there's only 3 of us.
Yeah, we do it at 3-piece. So when we have money, we'll get in a few session players. But for now, there's only 3 of us.
So am I hearing this right? You've actually let a drummer in doing synth work?
Yeah, and vocals.
They're just breaking all the rules there.
You had an idea.
Trumpet.
Oh, trumpet! You played trumpet.
Trumpet, very good. I'm impressed.
I think you actually, overall, you actually probably played the most instruments.
The most different instruments.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Beware though, it's not like, listen to the album, there's not much trumpet.
There's only one trumpet.
8 albums with trumpet. Well, let's put some brass on it.
My trumpet Odyssey 4-minute epic never made it onto the album.
It was cut down to 1 note.
Yeah.
It was like,
3 notes.
we'll give him this.
3 notes.
We'll take a quick pause there for
say your like you said we would. Just like you said we would.